would be like a national scandal.
I think this is one more example of the kind of sloppy, careless, incompetent behavior, particularly towards classified information, that this is not a one-off or a first-time error.
We got a lot of keynotes here.
Yet suddenly, and for no reason that I can understand, the United States is starting to act like our adversaries are our friends. Voting in the UN with Russia, Belarus, and North Korea. That's a rogues gallery if I've ever heard of them. Treating our allies like adversaries, whether it's threats to take over Greenland or over the Panama Canal, destructive trade war with Canada, or literally threatening to kick Canada out of the Five Eyes. I feel our credibility is being enormously undermined with our allies, who I believe, and I think most of us on this committee, regardless of party beliefs, makes our country safer and stronger.
We should be removed from the Five Eyes.
But how can our allies ever trust us as the kind of partner we used to be when we, without consultation or notice, for example, stop sharing information to Ukraine in its war for survival against Russia?
What are the Five Eyes? An intel sharing group. Like, I mean, honestly, it doesn't even exist anymore, because what country, what like Western European nation would share intelligence data with the United States when we are so openly antagonistic to them and so obviously compromised with Russia?
Or how can our allies not only not trust our government, but potentially not our businesses with such arbitrary political decisions?
I'm sorry about the wet mouth noises. It's old man syndrome. This isn't from the Senate Intel Committee.
In messaging app chats with the Trump administration about national security matters. That includes Signal, whatever, all of those things. And also, I think you know the story, but I'm curious if the Biden administration would have been found out that they were discussing national security attacks on other countries over Signal. I wonder how you would react to that.
Well, look, the White House came out with a statement, I think within the last hour. Somebody handed me what they said. They clarified there were no war plans discussed. There was no classified material sent on that thread.
Lies. We know for a fact war plans were discussed and the materials are classified, which is why they're refusing to release all the conversation. It was all classified.
House counsel's looking into the matter, looking into how this other number was inadvertently added. Obviously, that was a mistake, and a serious one. But I just want to say, I mean, thanks to President Trump and his strong leadership and all the everybody on that group chat, the leaders on that group chat are extraordinary people. I know them all personally.
That was a really inept turnabout there, you know? Yeah, basically, like, it didn't happen and it's not real. It was a huge mistake, though. But thankfully, President Trump exists. Thankfully, he exists. Thank God for Trump, or something. He wasn't there, but, you know, whatever.
People.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Vice Chairman.
Witness will suspend.
Anti-Israel protester interrupting Kash Patel. Pog.
Is that we had a successful operation in Yemen. The mission was not compromised from an execution perspective, and ultimately President Trump was able to send a very strong message to our adversaries, to Iran, to the Houthi leadership, saying things are going to be very different under the Trump administration than they were underneath the Biden administration.
Well, I think that
by bombing Yemen, famously something that didn't happen under the Biden administration.
That's a very important point that you just said. I mean, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen all the time. And at the end of the day, let's...
Remember how I said this was a big enough up that even Republicans would reel a bit from it? I think you should take that into account. Like, you're seeing that in the way they're all responding, where every single one of them is basically like, it's not a big deal. It didn't even happen, basically, but it was a mistake and we're very sorry. Like, literally, there's not like much message unity on it. If that's what, like, Trump saying it was a glitch, you know, it does come across as desperate. Let's get more from the committee, man.
Director Gabbard, did you participate in the group chat with Secretary of Defense and other Trump senior officials discussing the Yemen war plans?
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address. So you're not. Are you denying? Matt, will you answer my question, ma'am? You were not TG on this group chat.
I'm not going to get into the specifics.
So you
of the
refuse to
deliberate-
acknowledge whether you were on this group chat?
Senator, I'm not.
It's the most transparent administration ever, and also nothing here was confidential or classified, but also it was a mistake that won't be repeated, and also mistakes happen, and also it was a glitch, but also the war plans went off without a hitch, but also the war plans weren't discussed in the Signal group chat. That didn't happen, maybe?
Going to get into the specifics.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
Because this is currently under review by the National Security
Because it's
Council.
all classified? If it's not classified, share the text now.
As the White House previously
Is it
stated,
classified or non-classified information on this text?
I can confirm.
Director Radcliffe, were you on the group chat? So Director Gabbard?
Not even saying whether it's classified or not classified. It honestly, it is a genuine blessing that there was already an intelligence hearing scheduled. Like the Republicans didn't have time to get their messaging together. You know, if you gave it a few more weeks, they probably would have settled on like one indignant, obviously dishonest response. But because they didn't have the time to, and everyone's phone's been blowing up, and you know that privately behind the scenes there were a lot of people going like stupid, stupid, stupid over in the GOP, because there are, like, in spite of how bad things are and how obviously dishonest they are, like they are aware of the fact they made a mistake here. Like they know this is extremely embarrassing. Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough time to be them. Must suck.
One of the things that I was briefed on very early, Senator, was by the CIA records management folks about the use of Signal as a permissible work use. It is. That is a practice that preceded the current administration to the Biden administration.
It's Biden's fault.
I've got a series of questions.
It's Biden's fault that we were using Signal to discuss war plans. We accidentally invited a journalist, and we were using them illegally to circumvent rules about the disclosure of information in the president's cabinet. It was Biden's fault. Biden made us. Biden forced us to install Signal on our phones and open the group chat, and also to invite, the Atlantic's editor-in-chief.
If you're making the statement, making the statement that Signal is a secure channel.
No, can I answer that? It is.
I've got a series of
decryption. So to finish,
I understand encryption.
It is permissible to use to communicate and coordinate for work purposes, provided, Senator, that any decisions that are made are also recorded through formal channels. Right. So those were procedures that were implemented. My staff implemented those processes, followed those processes, complied with those processes, and finally, just please.
So it's Biden's fault, but also we were following the rules. It was a mistake that Biden made, but also what we did was okay by doing the thing that we chose to do.
Contact the defense secretary or others after this specific military planning was put out and say, hey, we should be doing this in a skiff?
There was no classified material that was shared in that.
So then if there's no classified material, share it with the committee. You can't have it both.
Fucking blue screen of death face. It's literally either it's classified, in which case this is a massive national security blunder, or it's not classified, in which case you have to disclose the information because it's being asked of you, and there's no reason not to. She's like, come on, man. We're just here to loot the government. I'm a Russian agent. Why are you putting me through this? Come on, man. I'm a grifter. I'm here to secure a 7-figure income for the rest of my life. Don't.
Both ways. These are important jobs. This is our national security.
Wow, literally no response. Wow, actually, I'm not off on that. Yeah, that's literally her response. Her response is literally like, I'm lying. I'm like, you've kind of got me in a bind here, Senator. I don't really have much to say. I mean, I'm wrong. I'm just not gonna.
Bobbing and weaving and trying to, filibuster your answer. So please answer the contact.
Incredible stuff. Just staring.
And the information committee should get that information. Director Patel, my time's about out, and I'm going to use my 12 seconds that the chairman came. Director Patel, has the FBI launched any investigation of this?
Senator, I was just briefed about it late last night, this morning. I don't have an update.
I would like to get an answer by the end of the day.
No investigation. Gotcha.
records or potential crime